Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed is a spiritual crossing of the threshold to the world of being a truly expanded human being. Join mediums Cheryl and Kelley for conversations about discovering deep spirituality, developing your intuitive and empathic skills, and personal mediumship. Each episode will focus on tips, tools, and techniques to help you understand and expand your own inner gifts of life journey. Now, your host of Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed, Kelley and Cheryl.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We have a great show for you tonight. Before we begin talking about auras and colors, I do want to welcome my co-host, Lauri Albert. Hi, Lauri. How are you today?
I'm so great. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. And thank you so much for coming on. And we wanted to do a part 2 about colors and auras. So we're so happy. And we're hoping Kelley Eckhart's watching tonight. She just got back from, across the pond. So we know that she's busy. And so we wanted to have Lauri back on, take advantage of talking about auras and colors tonight. Right? So our topic for this evening is called Discover the Captivating World of Auras and Colors. And I know, Lauri, I was talking to you backstage about how much I enjoyed our show last week and what a great audience we have. They asked so many great questions.
Yes, right? And it just became, it kind of took on a life of its own. And it was, it just felt so, this is going to sound really silly to say, but it felt so spiritual. Like it really felt like it was right. Like everybody was there and it was I don't know, it felt really good.
And, letting people know just who you are, first off, Lauri, for those of you tuning in that haven't met Lauri Albert, you've got to check out Lauri Albert's website, laurialbert.com. That's Lauri, laurialbert.com. Amazing meditation teacher and amazing teacher of spiritual mediumship and psychic, and loving all that you're doing, Lauri. So just to introduce you for a moment, before we dive in, because you made a good point, Lauri. It was so high vibe last week. It was so high vibrational. I had people emailing me after the show going, wow, whatever you did, thank you. Whatever happened, thank you. But Lauri, talk to us about, you have a book out, number one. You have a beautiful book behind you called the Manifestation Journal, right? For beginners, right?
Yes.
Right. Lauri Albert, author, right? So spiritual luminary. Very good. Thank you. So Lauri, tell us also, you're on the Evolve Network and you're on Insight Timer as well.
Right. It's called evolveme.com and EVOLVME. So the last E of evolve is not there, but we just hang out and it's a spiritual community and there's lots of different practitioners and it's very new. And so she is planning on the founder of it is planning on, just ramping up and having it be like a spiritual Etsy, a spiritual Insight Timer, a spiritual everything. So she's hoping for it to be like a one-stop shop. And then I also I'm a teacher on Insight Timer. Wow. And I only have one class on there right now, but I have a lot of episodes of my podcast on there that deal with all sort, like the gamut of like everything. So, and then I am live every single Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific on Insight Timer. So come visit.
Yeah. And Insight Timer is an app, right? It's an app on your phone and it's free to join Insight Timer.
Yes. And there are lives there are millions of people on there, like literally I'm not exaggerating when I say millions of people on there. And a lot of the teachers do a lot of live streams. So you can find Reiki on there. You can find anything, astrology. I mean, the gamut. It's like everything. So I go on Thursday nights and I do mediumship and psychic readings. And it's just fun. It's just, yeah. So.
Thanks, Lauri. And thanks again for being with us tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we miss Kelley, but Kelley needed to just kind of get back and have a little bit of downtime before she jumps back into work. We all know what that's like on those long flights. Yeah.
Yeah, especially the jet lag of that. Oh man.
Yeah.
It took me like I remember, well, I haven't been across over there for a while, but it took me like a week to get like
Yeah.
back to normal. Yeah.
Right. Right. I think they're 8 hours ahead of us in England.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. We had such great questions, and we just had so much to talk about auras, the human electromagnetic field. Like, what is an aura, right? And so, what is an aura, and how can you see your aura or see someone else's aura, right? And then, why is it so important that we know about our auras, right? So, Lauri, can I ask you that question?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here's the thing. It's like you get to know yourself better when you well when you can, start to really understand your aura. And if you can start to see the color of your own aura or even other people's,
Mhm.
I mean, sometimes it's just right there and it's like so apparent what the color is and everything, of everything. You can get an idea as to where you are, and you don't have to be a psychic or a medium or
Yeah.
a light worker to understand that. You can kind of get a vibe as to where you are, and that can help you in your life on a daily basis. So
I love it. I love it. And for everyone just wondering what is an aura, an aura is, for me, I've learned that it's an energy field. It's an energy field, an electromagnetic field that is around all of us, not only us, but pets, objects, plants, right? And so everything has an aura. Everything has an energy field or an energy around it. And it comes when you look at an energy field, there are different colors in the aura that we'll be talking about shortly. But just to kind of begin with that way of sharing with you that everything has an energy field. And usually our aura is comfortably about 3 feet around us. I know a funny thing I always think about is when I'm standing in line at the grocery store and someone, how everyone's in line and they kind of get too close to you, you kind of shift your weight away. And I always think to myself, excuse me, you're stepping in my auric field. Like, you shift away because it's like the natural comfortableness of your own space, not that
yeah,
people mean to do that purposely, but it's when you become more aware, you become more aware of your own energy, right? You become more aware of where you are maybe relative to space and time, and where is your energy field? Is it here with you? Is it thinking about someone across the room at a party, so to speak? That's why you catch people's eye across the room, because maybe they're attracted to you, or they're sending you their interest or their energy field. This is what's happening. Your energy field, energy follows thought.
yeah.
Thinking about that.
Yeah. And that's what is so cool, because and I was thinking, oh my gosh, what a great way of describing that. Because when you were talking about your personal space, so when you can feel that somebody is in your personal space and it bugs you, that's because they are within your energetic field.
Yeah.
That is just, and that's a great way, because not everybody like understands the energy, the spiritual energy out there and stuff. So what a great way to describe that.
Thank you. And
Absolutely.
yeah, kind of just a respect for space. And of course, if you're in love with someone or you're seeing friends you haven't seen them for a long time, and you give people a hug, you really feel the connection of the heart to heart energy too. So it's really a being aware of what it feels like, and what it feels like to have a healthy aura or a strong, vibrant aura. Right? We want to be strong and vibrant. If you're ever in doubt or feeling super tired, or you might need to just kind of lay low, rest, kind of recoup this energy field, give yourself a boost. Courtney mentions like magnets. Hi,
Yeah.
Courtney. Welcome to the show. And yes, it is like magnets, right? The aura, definitely. It's like a electromagnetic field.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and Maria Ann says, must be why I'm not a touchy-feely person. Yeah, I mean, very much true, because you're so sensitive, you probably are picking up other people's energy fields. Very good, very good.
Yeah. And that's what's so cool. And I love when we can find ways to help people understand that don't feel like that they have spiritual gifts, so to speak, that they can understand this, so that's why I was like loving what you were saying, because just because you think you might not be psychic or whatever, you can still understand how that energy feels. I love that.
I
That's,
love that.
to me, that's just so important, because the more of us that understand that there is energy out there, that everything is made up of energy. And, and I love what you said about, when you meet somebody across the room, you see somebody across the room and you just vibe with them, male, female, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if it's an animal, you
it is
just vibe with some people and animals and you don't with others. Like snakes, they just need to go that way, far away, But most dogs, I'm like so into that, so
I
come
love
over, come close.
So look, when I have house plants and I have to trim my house plants or something, I don't know if I always ask them permission. I said, "I have to trim you now.
Oh,
Can I have permission?" And
oh,
I don't I
I love
know I don't trim them that day. I kinda wait the next day. I don't, like, come at them with a pair of scissors because I
that.
feel their energy field kinda go, "Whoa, whoa, what's happening?"
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
ask, just kind of say, "Look," because a lot of people understand the energy around plants or even nature. If you
yeah,
want to see a beautiful aura, Lori, I know you know this, but going out in nature and looking at the energy around trees or a group of trees or just nature, flowers, so gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
yeah.
It's like a white fog or a white mist is how I see it.
Oh, I love that. So I have a question for anybody that was here last week. Did
Yeah.
anybody try to see their own or somebody else's aura? So I would love to hear if anybody tried. So, because that was kind of it, because it's kind of interesting,
Yeah. Yeah.
to see what other people's experiences are. So yeah, I
And
love
for everyone on our call, let's just say hi to our listeners. Some of our listeners today, we see Jeffrey. I saw Jeffrey. Hi, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. I still have to meet him. I really want
Oh, and Maria. Yeah, Jeffrey, you are a gem. And Courtney. Hi. And Maria, of course, we
to.
said hi to. Hey, we have Brianna backstage. Thank you so much for being our producer and behind the
Yeah.
scenes, Brianna, doing a great job. Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Audrey. Hi, Audrey. And thank you, everyone at WLTK.
Yes.
Yes, but we are gonna be doing readings. We did readings last week, and Lori and I did aura readings. She pulled some cards. People would type in the comments section. So we are gonna be doing readings again, and we'll let you know when we start so you can post your comment. And you can always send a question through email at questions@seeingbeyondradio.com. Also, go to our website for our radio show. It's seeingbeyondradio.com and sign up for our mailing list. We'd love to have you and let you know what's up. You can watch some replays on that website. We have it all set up for you. Yeah, so thank you. We want to talk about, I wanted to talk about, since the show is called Auras and Colors, maybe
Mhm.
we could talk a little bit about colors and like look at your book because your book has some beautiful colors. How did you choose those colors? Or, were you thinking of a rainbow or
No,
how?
not really. It was interesting because when we started really kind of going back and forth about what it would look like, I was thinking of all the different talking about colors and what they mean. I wanted to bring in all of the chakras as much as I could. Now, those aren't all the colors of the chakras. I get that. But
Yeah,
it's like I wanted to bring in as much color as I could. And this kind of is like rainbow, but not really. And, because I didn't want to um I didn't want it to be a rainbow. Do you know what I mean? I wanted it to be just
right.
colorful and
Vibrant.
yeah, so if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
But because there's
Yeah.
so much energy in each color.
Yes. And if that's one thing we can leave everyone with tonight is that there is so much energy and colors.
Yeah.
And colors really, if you want to, like Lori talked about the color of green for this evening, about how calming and healing it is, right? So if we see green in someone's aura, for example, it might
Mhm.
represent calmness or healing or love, generosity,
Mhm.
you know?
Nurturing and actually green is kind of communication too.
Oh, Yes, right.
So, and that can be communication of sort of spiritual communication, or it could be, talking. So,
And I know some of these old, this old artwork in the museums where these biblical portraits have the golden halo
yes.
around the saints. That
Mhm.
is an energy field or an aura.
Yep.
And
Yep.
gold and white could depict or represent someone who's intuitive or, uh, very reverent, we could say,
Mhm.
this type of feeling.
Yeah.
I know I love those colors of white and gold. When I really don't see black in auras, I have to say.
Yeah. I never have either. Yeah.
I've seen black specks or black dots, but sometimes it can be sluggishness, in that part of the body. If
Mm.
you, for example, if you're gold or white or you're green, we were just talking about those colors. If they're sluggish, maybe once you mentioned communication, maybe you're not communicating right. So that would, if the color were dull in some way. So we always want to have a vibrant, alive,
Yeah.
thriving, healthy, balanced energy field.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just have to say that Mind Run Free said, do you think animals such as dogs see auras? I have two thoughts about that.
Okay.
Yes, I do think that they can feel the energy. They may not, like, I don't know if they see, because there's been stories where animals they don't see color or whatever it is, but I know that they can feel it.
Mhm.
So there's that. But the thing that reminded me of when you wrote that question on there, we have a family friend who is nonverbal autistic, but he knows how to communicate. Like, he has ways of communicating. He is like we've never really talked about the fact that he has like spiritual gifts per se, but he understands auras. He sees auras. Now, this is going to take the conversation down a whole different path, I realize, but he talks about colors, and
Yeah.
he understands what colors are, and he understands the energy and the colors. It's
Mhm.
very fascinating. And I remember being absolutely like astonished. And it was one of the coolest moments of, and I know that this could sound all dramatic, but one of the coolest moments of my life was that conversation with
Oh,
him. It
beautiful.
was absolutely amazing because he understood it.
Yeah.
He understood the energy of it.
Mm.
So it was really cool. So
Very cool. Very cool. And so, a great question someone asked last week was, if blue is their favorite color,
mhm.
does that mean they have blue in their auric field? That was a
Mhm.
question that someone asked, and I thought it was a great question because it kind of makes sense. Like, well, if I wear blue, if I love blue, wouldn't it be in my energy field? And what would you say to that, Lori?
I would say not necessarily.
It's so
I mean, I love, and we did sort of talk about this last week, but I love the solar plexus. I'm sorry, I meant to say I love yellow, and the solar plexus is yellow, but I don't always sort of vibe with that. Like, my sometimes my third eye will be more prevalent, and I will feel like that I'm emanating like purple or other colors like that, or white,
yeah.
but not necessarily yellow, because yellow is a whole different vibe, right? So what do you think about that?
It was interesting. Now I have to
Mm.
agree. I also agreed. Like, it would make sense. I could see why he asked that, but it's like, no. Usually our auric field. So our auric field's not solid, or it's not stationary. It's not static. It is forever moving, changing, vibing,
Yeah.
expanding, growing, contracting with our emotions, the way we feel when we interact with other people, when we're
Mhm.
studying our energy field, when we're reading a book is one way, but when we're speaking to a group of people, it's another way. So
Yeah.
it's always in motion, so to speak. It's
Yeah.
a beautiful energy field. And when you're in love and happy, it goes way far out. And when you're scared or frightened,
Yeah.
you pull in, you hold your breath, you pull in your energy field, right?
Yeah.
'Cause you're holding in.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
also wanted to add that sometimes when you are not attracted to a color, like, for example, for me, an orange, I love the color, but I just don't wear that color. I don't have a lot of orange, but now I do, because I've learned that I needed more orange in my,
Mm,
in my life, however it
mm,
came through eating orange foods or,
yeah,
having orange pillows, so to speak, or
yeah.
wearing the color. But and that way, and because orange represents the psychic, intuitive,
Mhm.
emotional part. So,
Yeah,
it's interesting to actually use a color that you're not normally using.
yeah. You
Yeah.
know what's really funny is that that's me with red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and lately I have been like outside, we got it. My husband bought me a gazebo and we put it up outside and I put a whole bunch of red pillows underneath there. And
Oh,
it's like, I need to incorporate red because I want all of those colors exactly like
yeah.
what you're saying, you know? It's like not a color that I feel uh, just attracted to necessarily, but I'm trying to incorporate it more in my life. That's so funny.
Isn't that great?
That's so funny.
So
We're
really, I mean,
feeling the same way about different colors. So,
yeah, exactly. Like for our listeners, I would suggest wearing a different color every day
yeah.
and see how you're feeling. See how
Yeah.
you feel every day. Wear a color that you love, wear a color you're not used to wearing, and see how you feel, how people react to you, how people are attracted to you or not, or how you're feeling inside about life. Do you have more energy? Do you have less energy? This type of feeling. It's very interesting using color. Yeah.
And so let me ask you a question. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. And I'm not sure how I feel about this. So let's just say that you want to feel more I want to use green, let's just say. Let's just say that you want to feel more peaceful in your life. You want to feel more, maybe more love, that sort of stuff. So, but you're not feeling that, right? Let's just say that you're having a really bad day.
Yeah.
So, do you think that by thinking about the yellow, I mean, I'm sorry, thinking about green
Mhm.
or maybe putting something green on or eating a green food, do you think that that can change your mood
Yeah.
or aura for that matter?
Yeah, I
So,
do. And I think the visualization part that you mentioned is very interesting
mm,
because that's why we meditate or visualize
right.
nature or something
Mhm.
green in this way. But it
Yeah.
is calming. And I do think we can calm ourselves down through
Mhm.
changing a color variation. I
Yeah.
even know, right? Isn't that right? Like even in prisons, they paint the walls pink to calm for a calming effect in some way. I don't know if
Oh,
you've
wow.
heard that from a long time.
Never heard of that.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's a calming effect, and
Mhm.
also, I know that when I wear red, I have it's a very high energy for me. I can just
Mhm.
tell when I wear red, it's like a bump of energy for some reason. I don't know, it's like, wow, I feel so, I don't know, I feel so, on my game or, like I wanna do things a little bit quicker.
Oh, interesting.
Passion, Courtney says passion, yes, and for Valentine's Day, if you think of red and Valentine's Day, if we think of colors and holidays,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then
Yeah.
for Easter, we use pastels, so it's a little bit calmer feeling. Yeah,
And then I'm wondering to further that, so if we want to come across, let's just say I'm making this up. Let's just say you have a job interview
okay.
and you want to be seen as creative,
Mm,
okay? And you want to be seen as a leader and you want to be seen as all of that kind of stuff. Can you then take those colors and visualize them? Or I think it was Courtney that said, burn a candle of that color. And so to call all of that energy in. Interesting. What a thought.
I have to say yes to that. I
Yeah.
have to say
Ooh.
it's possible. Yeah, and
I love, yeah, why not? Right?
burning a candle of that color, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's why I have, those really cheap candles at the grocery store, the dollar candles, right? I found them in every color for the chakras.
Oh,
So, like right today, I'm doing red, right? And over here, and I've got blue on this side. It's just kind of funny because, yeah, burning the candles
yeah,
can make a difference, I think.
energy field. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. Oh, that's
I
lovely.
love that.
And for everyone, Mind Run Free says red has the fastest wavelength. So yeah, lots of energy, definitely,
Love that.
definitely. And
Yeah.
really, for people learning about intuition too, or wanting to develop their intuition, just sensing a color when you're giving someone a reading, or with their permission, when you step into their energy field, so to speak, or blend with their energy to give them a reading. What color are you sensing first? And that could begin your reading, for example. Or you could see, a soft pink, and that could kind of
Mhm.
tell you about the personality of the
Yep.
person you're reading, or whatever
Mhm.
the green or the white or the gold meant. It's
Yeah.
colors really are an individual. They mean something individually. So you can learn the basic meaning of the colors, but then pretty soon you learn to kind of trust what you're picking up. If you're picking up something different than what it's written down, so to speak, go with it. Go with your own gut, go with your own intuition, because it's your reading, and
Yeah.
your reading is different from everyone else's reading.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's important to remember, because just because, your sister had a reading of a certain that went down a certain path doesn't mean that yours is going to go down that same path. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I know we were talking about auras and colors, guys. If you have any questions, please let us know in the comments section. We're going to begin doing some readings in just a few minutes, but we want to encourage you to go ahead and start typing in your questions, because we'll be answering them, or we'll ask Lauri to pull a card for us. And oh my God, I'm just remembering she pulled a card for the group at the end of our last show, and it was opportunity, and it was so perfect. So please remind me. We're going to ask you to pull a card for the group. All right.
Absolutely.
Before
Yeah.
we begin our readings and answering your questions for tonight's show, and this is really a great show, and it's really
Yeah.
through our audience that we heard so many great interest and so many great ideas and feedback from our part one of auras, that we wanted to keep talking about this. It's so beautiful to talk about the rainbow, and
Mm.
if you can imagine colors like a rainbow, those primary colors, that's a great way to start. You can do a lot just with your primary colors. All right.
Mhm.
But before we start answering questions, I want to ask Lauri, a little bit more about your upcoming events, what have you, Lauri. If we can just share with you, even the book again, like where is your book
Uh-huh.
available, and where can we find your book and your website?
Well, I got to tell you, it's really kind of interesting because I manifested writing a book on manifesting.
Oh,
Right? And it cracks me up because there is nothing that you cannot manifest. Truly. Yes, Amazon, you can get the book on Amazon.
yay!
And this is what it looks like. It's, multicolors. Um, I years ago was like, oh, maybe I should write a book on manifestation, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? All of a sudden, one day, out of the blue, a publisher had seen, because I'm all over the place on the internet, right? Had seen me talking about manifesting. And I guess and I'll talk about colors and talk about energy. I put it out there. So
Oh,
this publisher contacts me and says, we're thinking we'd like for you to write a book on manifestation. And I'm just like, all righty then. Thank you. you know, like it just came out of nowhere. It's amazing.
oh
Right.
my God.
So yeah, right.
Oh,
So I love the idea of manifestation, and I love manifesting with colors. I love this conversation about auras. I love all of this because it all comes together. It's all like connected,
we're all.
you know? And you know what? I realized that, and I'm sorry, I'm really going off on tangents today. I don't know what it is, but I was reading the Yoga Sutras, and I was reading, what was the other one? Wait, not the Bhagavad Gita, but the other one. There's the Yoga Sutras, and there was another book I was reading. It was a spiritual text, right? And I started learning that all of this stuff that we know within our spirituality, right? All of this stuff, the colors, the chakras, the number of chakras, all of that stuff, it has been around for thousands and thousands of years, right? And it's all interconnected. The energy, the colors, the auras, all of it is connected and it's crazy. So anyway, I know I just totally went off on a tangent, but that was one of the reasons why I was like, I want to get into manifestation, because then I can bring that in as part of, whenever I give readings and whenever I do classes, because I was able to somehow bridge them together, or connect them, I guess I should say, together. So like mediumship and, mediumship, psychic readings, and manifestation. So that's like my big thing. I'm getting ready to schedule a class coming up soon. I'm not ready to schedule it just yet. I'm waiting. You're going to laugh. I'm going to wait until Mercury is out of retrograde. So it's going to be another month until.
When is that? Just to let us know.
Oh, yes. Mercury is going into retrograde on the 23rd, and it's out of retrograde on September 15th.
Okay.
Well, so good. I'm gonna wait a little bit before I schedule it, just because all of that stuff. So, but that class is going to be on spiritual development. So keep checking back my website and the events page for upcoming stuff. So I'm excited.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Yeah. Thanks, Lauri. And then for myself, for everyone, I have a great event coming up with Thomas John, August 29th. It's called An Evening of Healing Messages. Please join us with me and Thomas John. You'll have 2 mediums for 2 hours. We'll do as many readings as we can during that time, but it's such a great event and really heartwarming and hopefully healing and I'm sure meaningful, and where everyone may get a message, even though you don't get a specific reading yourself. Yeah. You may be able to take some of that information from the spirit world and just know that's the intelligence of the spirit world is how they work. So that's
you and Thomas John together, or that's I can't wait. Oh my God.
It's a good fit. It's a good match. And thank you, Lauri. And then also for September 14th. I do my Circle of Love small group reading event, where that's just a small group of people online. September 14th, I do those monthly, and that's my next one coming up. So I hope to see everyone. I guess it's the day before Mercury comes out of retrograde, but I'll already feel it coming out.
Well, you've already scheduled it.
Yeah,
so it's all good.
So guys, let's jump. Oh, and then I also have a healing prayer circle for you guys. I just want to share with you my healing prayer circle. I get so much positive feedback. We do have Jeffrey Peck on next. We have him on the 27th, just to let you know, Lauri. I have Jeffrey Peck on the healing prayer circle. First time I'll have him on. If you guys haven't signed up for that, it's free to join. Jeffrey will be with me. It starts at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll be talking about spirit guides and making the connection, and that's always a great topic too to talk about. So join me.
Oh, I'm writing that down now. Yeah, because they want to. Yeah, definitely.
And sign up for the Healing Prayer Circle on my website at mediumcheryl.com. And thank you, Brianna, for posting that link. All right. Okay. I think we're going to get underway here with some more of your great questions where Lauri and I can tune in, do a reading.
Jose Perez just said, can we please just skip Mercury retrograde?
That would be okay.
It would be okay, but can I just tell you something?
What?
I have a way to get through it.
How?
It's the 3 Ps, okay? And I go through this every time. People get all dramatic about it. It's not dramatic at all.
Yeah.
It's going to be what you make out of it.
Right.
Okay. So if you follow my 3 Ps, it's all going to be great. Okay. Patience.
Got it.
Positivity.
Ooh, got it.
And persistence.
Ooh, love it.
Okay. So even if let's just say you're traveling. Okay. Just check your stuff a couple of times. Check all of your details. Don't make a big deal out of it, but just be a little bit more ready, let's check and stay calm. If something goes wrong, life is about things going wrong, So, yeah. So that's what I mean.
I thank you for sharing that, Lauri. That's so helpful. And I can understand how you mean that, because sometimes I feel really lucky during those times, or even like on a Friday the 13th, I feel like it's a lucky day, stuff like that. Like sometimes I don't know how it happens, but thank you for that. I love the 3 Ps: patience, positivity, and persistence. Okay. I hope everybody wrote those down. Positivity, persistence.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take some questions now. And Lauri, if you see some questions coming through, also jump in. And
Okay.
I know we have, here's one that came, it's under the starred. Actually,
Oh, there we go. Okay.
well, Tatiana Perez says, "Hi, ladies. Do you guys think my aura is blue?"
Hmm.
So once again, Tatiana, when we do a reading for you on your aura is changing. So today it's going to look different from this evening or from tomorrow
Mhm.
or from the next day. So know that because you're changing with your emotions. You might get some great news later and it changes. You might talk to some friends on the phone later or you get a good night rest. So it's always shifting. It's your emotional, it's reading it. And Lauri mentioned our aura has 7 layers that,
Yes,
hello,
I
that's
know,
I
right?
don't know if we can get that in this show, but it has 7 layers.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, Tatiana, hello, ladies. Do you guys think my aura is blue?
Uh, I I know what I think. I'm anxious to see what you think.
I do think your aura is blue, Tatiana, but I feel it mostly around your feet. And usually when I look at someone's aura, we usually look at the shoulders and right above this head. This is a great place to start, looking from the shoulders up for the energy field. But for you, I felt you are grounded, Tatiana, and then that took me right down where I saw I think you're more intuitive than you know, and I felt blue around your feet area being grounded to Mother Earth, which blue is an intuitive color for me. It's also a health color. I just feel healthy with you. What are you getting, Lauri? What did you sense?
Well, interestingly, I was getting blue but also green.
Oh, love it.
Yeah. So I was getting exactly what you were saying. Like, I feel like that Tatiana has this growth happening, spiritual growth happening. I feel like things are shifting, things are changing, things are moving and grooving a little bit spiritually. I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Okay. But
yeah.
at the same time, I'm also kind of feeling like that, the green healing. I feel like that there's healing taking place. And so when you put those two together, that's great. The more we allow in spirit into our hearts, into our souls, then the healing can begin. I mean, and we all have healing from one reason or another. I mean, there's none of us that are perfect. I promise you that, right? So allow that in. Continue to allow that in, Tatiana.
Oh, good.
Okay. Allow the colors in, allow the energy, the healing, and embrace that. Embrace that intuition and spirituality. So
Love it. I love it. Thank you. Well, Tatiana, thank you for your question. We hope that resonates with you. Please let us know in the comments section. We'd love to always hear it back from you. And then let's go to Teresa. Teresa Talbot said, "Hi, just wanted to know if I have any messages from Sprint." But I
Sprint.
she meant Spirit. We know
Probably
it.
spirit.
We know what you mean. We do it
I
all.
have messages from Sprint all the time.
Well, actually, it tells us that you're very creative, Teresa, because you're probably more emotional and sensitive, right? So you're probably an empath,
Yeah.
Teresa. Just saying that word, I felt a lot of yellow, like,
Yeah.
and I felt yellow like you wear a yellow cape or you have yellow all around your back or your like a cape, meaning that you are very emotional and sensitive and that you're very selective on who you are around or you're very selective who you want to be with. Like it's very healthy for that. And also I felt things before they happen, Teresa, like you are have a premonitions or you can feel precognitive, meaning you have a feeling or that instinct of something's coming. That's what I'm getting. What are you getting, Lauri?
Interestingly, I feel like for Tresa,
That's a pretty name, right? I
yeah,
love
I know it's so beautiful. I just don't want to botch it.
it.
I'm like the queen of saying the wrong thing. But Tresa, I'm actually kind of feeling a red color around you. And that feels very energetic, and it feels, it feels very Like, and I feel, yeah, energetic. And it's so interesting because what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is you like running or exercising, some sort of thing along those lines. And I feel like that the message along with that is to allow yourself to do that. You know, when we exercise, and I'm unfortunately, due to my health issues right now, I can't be working out. Oh, and it frustrates me because I love the endorphins. When you start working out and you feel those endorphins, you just feel high in the sky, right? And I feel like that's what spirit is showing me for you. Like, do that, you know, keep working out and releasing the endorphins. So
That's a great one. Thank you, Teresa. And
interesting.
yeah, she says, yes, I feel that from time to time with certain things. So thank you for that.
Good.
Thank
Awesome.
you. And then Meditation Meg says, you two are an amazing duo. Okay, Meditation Meg, you're rocking it. Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you, Meg. Appreciate that.
Let's
So
take another question. Let's see. And if you see one,
I know I can't like it's so weird because I'm seeing things. There's all these like little buttons I can push.
mm.
So
So I have some questions for you, Lauri. They're in the private chat because Brianna, they're through the email. So we have some email questions. Can I read
sure.
them out to you? There's a couple of questions here. We can choose either one. Who is my puppy over the rainbow bridge? The one, wait, is my puppy over the rainbow bridge the one I have now? Oh, I see. She rescued and adopted both, and she's wondering if her puppies over the rainbow could be her puppies now.
Oh, so you're seeing that. Ooh, that's kind of interesting.
Over the rainbow, the one I have now, okay with. Yeah, do you believe that puppies can, or animals can
Oh,
step
absolutely.
back in, or
Oh, absolutely. I have a friend who lost their dog years and years ago, and the dog kept telling her that it was going to reincarnate and come back to her. And finally she found this puppy and she like instantaneously knew, and it was like it was the same spirit of, so yeah, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I just love that.
well, it reminds me of a movie I just saw. It comes on every now and then. It's called A Dog's Journey with Randy, not Dennis Quaid, I believe. Dennis,
Really?
I think, or Randy, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's called A Dog's Journey, and it's about
Well,
this.
there's a Randy Quaid. So
I know they're brothers. They're brothers.
yeah, yeah.
Dennis. But anyway, this dog anyway goes through the whole movie. But there's so many dogs because the animal, they get older. And anyway, but you learned that they were all the same soul.
Oh,
And they
interesting.
belonged to the same family. The family kept always having an animal in their house, a dog in their house, but it was always the same soul.
Wow.
They show you, and it's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of what you're saying.
Oh my gosh, I have to see that. What's the name of that? A Dog's Journey, did you say?
Dog's Journey. It's
Ah,
beautiful, beautiful. You can get
love
it.
that. Ooh, that sounds like right up my alley too.
It's so tender. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that. So I see a question that
Okay.
so Sandra G says, "Can you sense my aura?" And it's interesting because Sandra's got her like the little icon thing is red, but
Yeah.
I'm not getting red.
What are you getting?
I'm kind of getting like indigo.
Oh,
Okay.
beautiful.
And from what I know about indigo is that there's a lot to indigo. Okay. Because it's kind of like a mixture of deep purple and like cobalt blue, so there's a lot happening in there.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm really feeling like that right now you're going through like a really curious time about things happening to you spiritually. Okay. I'm feeling like you're having stuff going on, and this is so interesting to like read people via their auras. This is like really interesting to me, but I'm just sensing that you have a lot of curiosity based on what's going on with you spiritually. Like things are happening to you and around you, and you're just like, where is this coming from? And there's curiosity surrounding that. And I'm here to tell you, keep moving forward in that. Like, look for what it is that you're, look for those answers, because there's a reason why these things keep happening. So yeah. So what do you have to say, Cheryl?
I love that, Lauri. I love the indigo.
I know, right?
So Sandra, I'm going to change it a little bit, but I like what Lauri said, and I'm going to add to it. I feel like you're worried about something. So there's something about how you get caught up in other people's energy. You know how we can do that? Like if other people are upset, all of a sudden we can become upset, or if other people are, whatever they are, it's almost like we start melding or blend, we come that. Because in some way, I want to say, come back, Sandra, ground yourself, and that you are a very good manifester, but I think you worry about it too. So I want to say, I think you are a good manifester, but there's some worry around, just worry in general. And when we ground ourselves to planet Earth, to Mother Earth, we can really start realizing when we're grateful for what's in front of us or behind us, right, Lauri? If we're grateful for what we have already, it's almost like a light switch, and you are on, Sandra. You're a magnet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah. So the worry, I think, is just kind of about, like the future, when we worry about things, we can, and that's normal, healthy. But when you do catch yourself, see if you can also add in grounding in your meditation, add grounding to your daily practice, really anchor your energy into Mother Earth. You are here now in the present moment. Take a deep breath in, all is mine, right? Or I have everything I need, and thank you for everything I need, right? The gratitude statement, that takes you off the charts.
Yes. Yep.
Really
that is what raises your vibration, without a doubt. So yeah, I love that. Love that. So Julia says, can you tell me if my aura is orange?
Orange.
There's the orange. Oh, look, and we've got her picture there, so we can actually. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Wow. What do you see, Cheryl?
Well, I mean, if you just look at her physical picture, right? So we can just start there. If we look at the physical picture, there is kind of that orange glow from a sunset on the right side. So, I mean, if sometimes you can even begin a reading by looking at the physical picture, but then also maybe use your mind's eye and feel it energetically. Like I feel a lot of blues coming from her, especially. So orange, it's probably there, but I felt so much more blue with her, Julia. And what that tells me, Julia, is I feel like you have you have a few really good friends, we'll just say that, and friends that you would back, or you back up, and they back, they have your back, you have theirs. Like you're trustworthy, loyal, this type of solid friendship, right? And that they're good people. You must surround yourself with really good people. That's what I want to say. Okay, thank you. And what about you, Lauri? Do you get
That's
orange?
beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
Do you get orange in her or
no? I don't get orange at all. But you know what though? If you want to be orange, then eat an orange and burn an orange candle, kind of thing.
They're all good colors.
Is not lost if you really. I'm getting the blue as well, but I'm seeing like around this picture, and I created the intention, just so you know, the way I did that was I created the intention that I was seeing her aura as it is now, even though I'm looking at a picture of something that was a long time ago. So that was the intention that I created. I'm seeing baby pink, to be honest, around you. And pink is like, obviously it's very soft. It's a beautiful color that reminds me of, just like a baby, like that beautiful, how do I want to say that new, how do I want to say, what am I trying to say? Like the new and the naive and that type of energy of like the world is extraordinary right now. And I feel like that is what you're supposed to be. Like, they want you to, like, your guides, I feel like, are showing me this, because I feel like that you're supposed to look at what is going on around you and with awe,
Oh,
and yeah, I don't know why, but that's where it went in my head. So, like, when you're, like, taking a walk or whatever, be present, look around everything that's going on around you,
mm,
and be present to it. And, like, and I know I've said, I don't know if it's been on here, but I say this all the time. When I feel like that spirit is trying to get me to be present, what I will do is I will put a reminder on my phone. And I will be like, I'll put things in, like, and I put all the weirdest things. If somebody ever stole my phone, I'm sure they would give it back, because all these reminders keep coming up and say, be grateful, or, like, stop what you're doing right now and look around you. You know what I mean? So, like, put reminders on your phone. Try that, So what does that say? I don't have, I missed the other one. I don't have many friends. Oh, sorry, Brianna. I don't have many friends, but all the ladies I work with for a decade in special ed all have my back. Ooh, that's so great.
those are friends.
Julia, yeah, that's amazing. That is amazing. So much love to you.
Yeah, much love to you, Julia. Thank you. And then Jeffrey said that he watched that movie I was talking about, and that it was such a good movie. I cried my eyes out throughout the entire thing. It is really
Aw.
a good movie. It's a good movie, and it kind of comes full circle, and it's just great. It really
Well, that's great, because you know what? You wouldn't think, okay, me, little Miss High Vibration, trying to stay always in the highest vibration, right? I have been watching, because, there's no, like, okay, so summer TV is gone, and TV shows are not coming back anytime soon, because of the strikes and all that stuff. So I have started to watch true crime. Now, that is not high vibrational in the least, right? So I'm looking for these great things to watch. So I will be watching that. Right?
you will love it. You will love it.
So thank you for that. Thanks, Jeffrey.
Great. Let's see who else has a question. Oh, Terry Darling asks a really good question. Can you tell us again how we clean our auras? That's a really good question, because we had a lot to talk about that last week. So we can kind of, encapsulate that or bullet point it, to help you, Terry, and just kind of. So why don't you start, Lauri?
Oh, you want me to go first? Okay. Well, first of all, there is, and I'm going to say several different things here, but the reality is, if you set the intention that your aura is cleansed,
yes,
that your aura is clean, that your aura is balanced, that all of that stuff, if you set the intention and then meditate for however long it is, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever it is, it will be cleansed. Okay. So there's that. Okay. Because the intention setting, is really, really important. And it's not just in terms of this. When you set an intention, that is the very beginning of manifesting. So there's that. Okay.
Little thing is just what you just wait. We have to rewind. Setting the intention is the beginning of manifesting. Is that on your phone? A reminder on your phone?
It's not, but that's how it's probably in the book, to be honest. It's probably in the journal,
Well,
I probably
kind of stop and take a breath, breathe that in.
Yeah.
Setting the intention is the beginning of manifesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think that through.
Okay.
Because when you set an intention, okay, I'm just going to share this with you. This is super personal, right? I am in the process of getting it. This is not bad. Okay. So just know that, of getting diagnosed with whatever it is. And it's probably autoimmune. I'm fine. I just want to say that. However, the happy side of that is that I decided that after I am on the road to recovery,
right?
It's not even like I'm that sick. You guys can see, right?
Yeah.
But I want to go to Alaska. I want to take an Alaskan cruise. And that is my thing that I am manifesting. And I'm keeping my voice down so that hubby doesn't hear. But here's the thing. I have set the intention.
Yeah, definitely.
I have set the intention for that. Now, I'll just be honest. I have also set the intention that this health situation is not as bad as it might appear.
Right.
So you can manifest anything. And that's like a whole other show. We can talk about that some other time. But I've set that as my intention. I've set the intention that that we're going to get a flyer in the mail. Right. And this is what I see. I see my husband bringing in the mail and saying, hey, check this out. We just look at this, like this brochure. We could go on an Alaskan cruise for like really cheap. And I'm like, I'm envisioning that. I'm creating that as my intention. Yes. And you can do that. So yes, I know I went off on that tangent and sorry if I was a little TMI.
It was perfect. It was perfect, Lauri. And to add to that, how to keep your aura clean or how to clean your aura. Yeah. So it's setting the intention, visualizing. I'm always visualizing, a healthy, balanced energy field, any color, put them all in there, change them up, whatever you want. Mm-hmm. So really, and meditating can cleanse the aura field. Really getting out in nature and getting out in sunshine is so healthy for you just in general. So whatever's good for your physical body, usually most likely will be healthy for your energy field as well, right? Like even sleeping, if resting would help your energy field kind of, revamp or recuperate, so to speak, heal, that's what would be good for your physical body. So think about it along those lines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And again, that's the same thing as like an intention setting, it's like you go out for a walk with the intention of cleansing your aura. Yeah. So, I mean, that's so great. I love that. That was really cool.
And it was such a great question.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are kind of at the end of our show here. And I just want to thank all of our listeners for being with us. And thank you, Lauri Albert, because you are always so much fun to have on the show. And I mean, really, and the audience, everyone listening, you guys ask such great questions. I mean, it's so many in the emails. Once again, you can continue sending your questions to questions@seeingbeyondradio.com. And if we don't answer them this week, we will definitely try to get to them in a future show. But there are great questions that come in, and we could just do a show on answering email questions. That's, that might happen one day. But
thank you.
You're welcome. But everyone, you can always check out Lauri at her website, laurialbert.com. That's LAURI, laurialbert.com. And my name is Cheryl Murphy. You can check out my website, mediumcheryl.com, and also sign up for my mailing list or check out my upcoming events page, find out what I'm doing, where I am, what I'm doing, what readings I'm doing for that week. But thank you everyone for joining us tonight. You have been watching Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. We will see you next Wednesday night with the lovely Kelley Eckhart. And thank you again, Lauri, for being with us.
Can I pull the card really quick?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yeah,
so thank you for remembering. Do we ask a question, Lauri?
No, because I've already pulled it.
Okay, pull the card. Tell us. This is for the group, everyone.
This is for the collective. All right. So
this is for the collective.
This is for the collective. And the card I pulled says a tidy house, clarity and organization.
Wow.
And what is so cool about the fact, well, first of all, look at where there's a door in the bottom of the tree. I just want to show you guys that. So there's a door in the bottom of the tree, and then there's two different houses up at the top. It's all, the message I'm getting about this is that, and we touched upon this. Right now, the energy is a little unstable-ish, because of the whole, and if you're somebody who is affected by Mercury being retrograde, some people are not. Okay. But either way, okay, I feel like that right now is a really, really good time to organize yourself. Okay. And when I say organize yourself, I'm also getting the feeling of like, let's start to clean stuff out. Let's clear out emotions that have no place in our being. Let's get rid of those horrible, feelings of self-deprecation. Is that the right word? And those feelings of I am less than. Let's just bring ourselves up and allow ourselves to live in that space of love and compassion and organization and getting rid of all the stuff that does not serve us anymore. Okay. So that's my message for the collective. So yeah, I know it was kind of all over the place, just like me. But
loved it. And so it is. And so it is. And thank you for remembering to pull a card. I mean, that is a big deal. I love your cards. And can you share with us whose cards you have before we go? Because I know
this card deck was the Shaman's Dream Oracle deck.
Ooh.
And the gentleman's name, well, there's two. It's Colette Baron Reed and Alberto Villoldo. Yeah.
Hey.
It's a mouthful. And it's an extraordinary deck, which I'm like I have like 30 decks at this point. I love decks because they all do bring something different to the table.
Yeah,
so.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you again, Lauri.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Cheryl, you're so beautiful.
Thank you, Lauri. And for everyone listening, thank you so much for staying on. Have a beautiful evening. Have the rest of your night. Please share our show with your friends, your family. Let them know that this is a beautiful, high vibe community, and we welcome everyone. So have a beautiful evening. We'll see you next week on Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. Namaste.
Namaste.
The truth is here and now on WLTKDB Talk Radio at WLTKDB.com.